Hello, Delaware and Maryland. I'm Dr. Annie Norman, the State Librarian of Delaware, and I'm sorry not to be with you in person for this presentation. We are fortunate to be hosting today at the Wilmington Library a celebration event featuring Dolly Parton. Dolly is visiting states such as Delaware, where Imagination Library is offered statewide. Delaware Library started Imagination Library as a pilot in January 2020, right before the pandemic. As a mail service, it was a perfect pandemic program, and it went statewide in August 2020. In under 2 years, we're serving over 21,000 preschoolers, which is about 38% of the preschoolers so far. The celebrity event today is live streamed and will be recorded so conference attendees can view it later. We submitted our LSTA evaluation and the planning phase began last June, with public input collected through the end of April. For LSTA planning, we take the long view. Since 2000, when IMLS started this process, we work with Quality Metrics, Martha and Bill. Today, I'll highlight the progress, recent projects, and next steps. Our goal through this partnership with Maryland has been to learn from and catch up with Maryland libraries. Delaware libraries have made loads of progress and have developed some unique Delaware advantages. There's still much more to learn as we all evolve, especially in light of the Black Swan pandemic we've all experienced. Delaware libraries are proud of all of their pandemic pivots and innovations. 2021 was the 120th anniversary of the Delaware State Library Commission. And ironically, the Council on Libraries was placed under sunset review by the legislature. The council came through with flying colors and will have assistance with legislation, hopefully addressing school libraries and more. Currently, every library is helping us with our advocacy learning statewide with DLA and the Friends, as well as assisting public libraries with local funding, which is a critical need. Delaware libraries are connected. We established a statewide library technology infrastructure about 16 years ago. So far, 70 multi-type libraries are sharing over 3 million books and ebooks for the benefit of Delawareans. The powerful shared library system ensures equity of access and capacity so that an abundance of quality books are available to all, regardless of economic circumstances. The CARES Act funding and large portion of the ARPA funding were distributed equally among the public libraries to make sure that all libraries benefited and without negatively impacting the state aid distribution formula. The rest of the ARPA funds are being used to implement RFID, finally, starting with about half of the public libraries. The state funds up to 50% of library construction, and library square footage doubled over the past decade. Due to COVID, Margaret Sullivan met with each library to maximize the outdoor library spaces. We are excited that $40 million in state ARPA funds have been committed for library construction. Plus, proposed bond bill funding will take us to $67 million for library construction in fiscal year 2023. This influx of construction funds will result in an additional 100,000 square feet for libraries for our libraries facilities infrastructure. In 2019, Delaware was ranked about 9th in the nation for state aid per capita, behind Maryland. The state aid formula has not kept pace with the construction expansion, but Department of State is working on a solution. And in fact, an additional 600,000 was added last year, and there's a proposed $750,000 additional funding coming this coming year. The weakest link with the greatest potential is Delaware school libraries. Essentially, for Delaware school libraries, there is no legislation, no funding, no oversight, no coordination, no system for school libraries. Senator Sturgeon is leading the legislation for the science of reading, which means using current science-based methods to teach reading. We need to be diligent to ensure libraries are supported in alignment with the Science of Reading initiative. Initiated by Representative Longhurst, Colonial School District libraries are our pilot to demonstrate school libraries' proof of concept. Thank you to Administrator Tom Gavin, who was also attending the conference. Hi, Tom, if you're there. The Colonial School Library collections are connected, are members of the Delaware Library Consortium, and are being strategically managed to support literacy and academic success. Here are before and after photos that Tom shared. Tom is working with the librarians, weeding up to 1999. Tom is investing $100,000 in school libraries, and if we could get him some additional state funding, that would help. Potential legislation is in the works to add all school libraries to the consortium, which is amazing and would be a terrifyingly huge project. Especially for children in poverty who live in book deserts, lack of access to books in their homes and schools results in poor reading test scores. Similar to food deserts, fast food doesn't supply the nutrition that's needed, and poor quality books in book deserts don't entice children to become readers. Book immersion, by connecting school and public libraries, would ensure that all Delaware children have equitable access to books, regardless of whether they are taken to the public library. With our technology infrastructure, we're implementing a few new tools and services. Nick Martin implemented telehealth or teleservices with funding support from numerous health organizations. Delaware Libraries received a 2021 Lieutenant Governor's Challenge Award. We're testing some alpha products because it's less expensive to get in on the ground floor. On our catalog, we're testing open source articles, which helps offset that we had to eliminate some databases to free up funds for ebooks. Library IQ combines library use data with maps. These are visuals of library card holders in Newcastle County and Route 9 library service areas. This replaces Buxton and Collection HQ services. We're launching a Tony Boxes pilot in May with Representative Shoup. Tony Boxes are audiobooks for preschoolers. Representative Shoup obtained 100 Tony Boxes donated by the vendor, which I thought would be an easy pilot, but nothing is simple. There must be thousands of parts that Michelle and other consortium staff have had to catalog and package. So sorry. Wilmington Library is featured here. They are a finalist for the IMLS National Medal of Honor. Wilmington is the second library in Delaware to make the IMLS list. Route 9 Library was a previous finalist. Skill Type is another alpha product to help organize and replace homegrown spreadsheets for tracking professional development and skill tracking. In our next LSTA plan, one project already identified is to conduct a big staffing study to address low wages and capacity issues, and for professional development and strengthening libraries' role in community growth and development. That transactions to transformation transition we've all been working on for years. Our focus on partnerships expanded as a result of the Turning the Page training with Maryland in Annapolis back in 2008. This Dewey Maslow board conceptually organizes services and partnerships. Dewey subject categories are along the bottom, and Maslow's hierarchy of needs is along the side. This is just a highlight of what libraries do, but it's filling out more and more all the time. It's getting rather dramatic, leading to the realization that libraries need to partner with everyone, all organizations, that libraries are a community help desk to support community growth and development. That's what being the heart of the community really means. And it's so enormous, we can only manage by working together, all libraries, all organizations, to make our work more seamless and effective. Drilling down further in basic needs, right before the pandemic, Alta and our social innovation team identified that there is a sequence to basic needs. This was the topic of the December 2019 Library Town Meeting, and it was published as a white paper and in the September 2020 library edition of the Delaware Journal of Public Health. People in crisis can't focus. They need handholding and just-in-time assistance. Drilling down even further, focusing on one topic, literacy. Delaware Libraries partner now with Literacy Delaware in the National Communities of Excellence, which uses the Baldrige framework for collective impact. We're developing a Delaware literacy dashboard across the lifespan, birth through adult, with the goal to include all literacy efforts in Delaware to identify gaps and increase capacity to improve impact. Peggy Geisler, who's also worked with Maryland libraries, advised us that libraries will only be able to demonstrate impact when we have more consistency in our services across libraries, so it's measurable. As part of our staffing study, what's needed is to create a curriculum for just-in-time training tips, teachable moments for literacy, basic needs, life lessons, as well as highlighting new discoveries for innovation across disciplines. That is Delaware's quick update. Thank you. If you have questions or comments, please email annie.norman@delaware.gov, or I hope to see you tonight. Have fun.